There we go. My headphones weren't working, and I was afraid it would pick up more of the construction we've got going on in the house. So if you guys happen to hear that, I'm sorry. They're working on our basement. She's having some stuff done down there, so they get a little noisy. But I've got some background music going. That's one of the reasons I do these backdrops on my tablet. It actually plays some healing meditation music as we're going and puts good energy in the air. I've got it on 432 megahertz stuff. So anyway, I wanted to get on and do a reading. I had a writing come through and felt like the collective needed the message as well. There's some of you out there that are really feeling the big changes. We are in the year of the snake, and that is shedding the old and making way for the new, and the new is coming. 2025 is going to be a whole new year for those of us that have done the work. For those of you that have not done the work, you wouldn't be here anyway, I don't think, listening to this message, but for the people that haven't done the work and got caught up in all the negative stuff of 2024, it's just going to be another year of lessons and hopefully, send good light, love and light to those folks that they will learn the lessons and stop repeating the cycles and go in and do their own inner work. And then 2026 will be their year. But 2025 is going to be a year. It's not going to mean that there's not going to be challenges, and it's not going to mean that there's not going to be some negative things happen. If everything was all rainbow and sunshine, we wouldn't grow, we wouldn't learn. So wherever you're at on your path, just know if you keep doing the inner work and you keep doing the right things, then you are going to get rewarded for that. But this is going to be quite the story here because I had quite a bit of Rider Waite cards come out and quite a few angel cards come out. I'm going to read those first because I've already pulled those. And then if I feel like it, I'm going to pull from some of the other decks. I've got them laid out just in case because I have a feeling I probably will. But I shuffle and so what I do is I shuffle the cards like you do like when you're playing regular game cards. Shuffle them a few times and then I hold them in my hands and shuffle them a different way. And as I'm shuffling them that way, the cards that come out are the cards that I read. And if there's a whole bunch of them that come out, I don't take those. It just means there's energy in the cards that want to come out. And then I'll just keep reshuffling and the ones that are meant to come out will. So anyway, I'm going to start with the written message like I normally do. It came out first, and that's when I knew I needed to draw the cards as well. I have been doing a lot of meditating and thinking and clearing. I'm ready for what's coming. I'm ready for the new, and I've closed the door on the past. And I just want to let you know, just because you close the door on the past does not mean that the past has closed the door on you. So if you have done the inner work and you have done the healing and that person pops up in your mind for no reason, just know it's because they are thinking about you and they are sitting in regret. So that doesn't have anything to do with you. You're not responsible for them or for what they're going through. So just know that that's why that happens. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just, every time that happens, just send them love, light, and healing and forgiveness and keep going on with what you're doing. All right, we're going to start with a written message here. It says you can feel a big change coming and you know that you are ready. You've been in hermit mode. Oh, one more thing, guys. I'm sorry, take what you need from this reading and leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate, don't try to make it fit. If it's meant for you, you will feel it in your soul and it will make sense to you. But if I'm into this reading and it's not resonating with you at all, just click off. Or if you want to continue to listen to it, there may be other things that you pick up from it that you actually do need. And then if you know someone that needs to hear the message, feel free to share it with them. And if you like or comment on the video, it just gives me affirmation that it's resonating with you and that I'm reaching someone out there. And I do appreciate the people that have reached out to me in Messenger and let me know that they appreciate my messages and that they have gotten through and gotten things that they needed from it. So however you want to do that, I don't need the external validation, but it does just let me know that it's a good feeling when I know that I'm helping someone else. So anyway, now we'll get into the written message. Sorry about that. It says you can feel a big change coming and you know that you are ready. You've been in hermit mode working on your healing and you are now ready to participate in life again. New experiences and travel are coming to you. You will meet someone or have already met someone who will want to go on new adventures with you. Listen to your heart and your guides. It may seem impossible, but a way is going to be made for you. All that you have lost or was taken from you is about to be returned. Spirit has guided and protected you all along. Spirit knows your heart and also the hearts of the people or the person that hurt you. They will lose everything that they gain by hurting you. It is their karma. You are entering Dharma. Do not be afraid. Sorry about that. You were never alone in the 5D, and you are about to not be alone in the 3D. Spirit is guiding someone towards you who will aid you in your next phase of healing. Together you will explore and learn. They have prayed for you as much as you have prayed for them. Together you will build a safe haven for yourselves and for others. It is divinely guided. It is safe for you to open your heart again and connect in deeper connections. You will not repeat past cycles because your eyes are opened. Prepare your life to change for the better. Be prepared to be propelled forward. An excellent opportunity will arise that will feed your soul. You will learn why you went through all that you have been through. You will help many. Answer the phone when it rings. Negotiate your worth, but take the opportunity when it shows up. It will change your life for the better. You are going to be amazed at how blessed you are very soon. That was the written message. Like I said, with this, take what resonates, leave the rest. It may not all be for you, but it may be for you. And if you come in during the middle of this reading, you might want to wait until it posts and just watch the whole thing, or it may be meant for you just to be here when you join, however you feel comfortable with that. We're going to start with the Rider Waite, and with the Rider Waite, I don't use books or anything anymore. I just tell the story from the cards, because it's usually already starting to come together in my mind as I'm doing the written part, and then when I draw the cards, it just gives me affirmations of what I'm already feeling, and so I'm just gonna go with that. You have been through the ringer. You have you've always had a really good heart, and you may have been a little naive at times with your heart, helping the wrong people and opening your heart up to literally everyone. Um, And that's one of the reasons that you've been through all that you've been through is Spirit had to show you who you really are and what you're really worth. And unfortunately, for us to grow, we have to go through lessons, and sometimes those lessons are really tough. And so you've been through some pretty tough messages, pretty tough lessons. Um, so when I started this reading, I was really focusing on the the good things of that message that came out, the good opportunities that are coming, the good people that are coming into your life. If you haven't met that person yet, they're just right around the corner. Like they're literally so close. The main reason that they haven't already come into your life is because you have been afraid with all the things that you've been through with these other people or this other person. You've been afraid to open up your heart. So you have honestly kept that door shut, but you've done all this work and you've done all this healing and you've been in hermit mode, and now you're starting to feel stagnant with that because you've been in it for so long. Just know that you needed that time. You needed that time to rest and recuperate and recover. You needed that time to meditate on the things that you've been through so that you wouldn't repeat those cycles. Um, and you also needed to be prepared to be on the same level as this person that's coming into your life. You can only draw in people that vibrate at the level that you're at. And you may look back on your life and say, well, I've never been like some of these people that I've dealt with. Why did I draw that? Well, it's because there's some aspect of yourself that was not healed, that was actually toxic or traumatized or whatever, and you drew a similar person to that. And yeah, they may be more shady than you or more do things that you wouldn't do, but their their things came from trauma as well. So part of you resonated with them or you would have never been involved with them at all. Something drew you to them. So don't beat yourself up over that, but really look at that and evaluate that if you haven't already so that you can heal that aspect of yourself so that you don't draw it again. because you are the Ace of Wands. You're very powerful. You're very gifted spiritually, whether you realize it or not. And you do have a lot to offer this world. And what we do all need to do right now is to focus on our healing and shine a light towards others. Um, there are people that are on different phases of the path, but there are people coming out of this toxicity and bondage that we've been held in, and they're learning that we are co-creators and we have the power to build whatever we want to with our lives. And the outside world that's still caught up in all that programming wants to call us the rebels and the black sheep and all those labels, whatever. Don't worry about any of that. We are breaking free of the bondages and we are not going to be put in bondage again. So you are a waymaker. You're going to be a beacon of light for so many people. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep focusing on your healing, and it's time to open up your heart again. You have boundaries now that you did not have before. Before, you wanted to help everybody, you wanted to save the world. And like I said, that's why you had to go through those lessons. You had to learn that you cannot help anyone who isn't already helping themselves. And the only person you could truly save is yourself. Like I said, I didn't want to bring the other person into this reading, but they came out anyway. They wanted to keep you under their control. They wanted to keep you from the blessings that they know that you're going to have, or they wanted to use you for those blessings. They loved what you brought to the table as far as what they were concerned that you gave to them. They gave you very little, or they actually just blatantly hurt you and used you and lied to you and abused you. Um, they took from you, they took your resources and wanted to use them for themselves. You're also the Ace of Cups, but they wanted to keep you in reverse. They wanted to keep you in bondage. They wanted you to be totally desolate and alone. If you notice, this card's in reverse as well. And the reason it's in reverse is because they weren't quite successful. No matter what they threw at you, no matter what they did to you, you kept persevering anyway, and you kept pulling yourself up out of it. Yes, you went through heartache. Yes, you went through pain, but you didn't use that pain and heartache to take it out on other people. You never sank down to their level. You never used and abused people like they did. You never manipulated like they did. You just kept moving forward. You just kept focusing on yourself. And even during that time when you didn't have hardly anything left, you were still trying to give to others. They really wished death on you. They wished, some of these people, they really, when they realized that they couldn't do what they thought they were going to be able to do, and they realized that they couldn't take all your resources and they couldn't suck you dry, then they just wanted to wish death on you. But if you notice, it's in reverse as well. Nothing that they did worked. It may have had an impact. It may have hurt you to a degree, but it didn't accomplish what they really wanted to accomplish, and that was to literally take everything from you. Um, like I said, you just kept doing the work. You kept moving forward. And it was hard. Like some of this was so hard. You really cared for some of these people or this person. You really loved this person and only wanted the best for them. But they repeatedly just kept hurting you and using you and using you. So once you realized that and you decided you weren't going to live that way anymore, you withdrew your energy and you started to really focus on yourself, and you started to slowly over time find happiness again. That's because you have so much strength. You really, I don't even know if you understand how much strength it took for you to overcome all that you've overcome and to walk away from these people, to close those doors and close out those cycles. And if you're still caught up in it, you're really starting to come out of it. You're really starting to know that this is not for you and you are going to get out of it. Just know that these people are not going to change. Not as long as you keep giving to them. If you withdraw your energy completely and you stop giving to them, they're going to have to go inward and do their own work. or they're going to find somebody else, another victim. So wherever they're at on their path, like I said, wish them love, wish them light, wish them forgiveness, transmute that energy. If people sling dark energy at you, do not send it back to them because that just keeps it going. It takes more strength and more power to transmute that energy into love and light and forgiveness. So you have the strength and the power to do that. You've overcome everything so far. You've survived so much. And you need to really give yourself credit for that and love yourself for that. No matter what these people have said to you in the past, you're finding your strength and you're finding your resolve and your willpower to move forward and to go on. And you are going to, you are going to just really be so rewarded for this. There's such good things coming for you now. I know it's hard to believe that after all you've been through and all the damage that was inflicted on you, but all that is in the past. And Spirit has really seen all that you've been through and how you just kept moving forward and you held your head high and you never sank down to that level. And you never were really alone in the 5D. You've always been protected. You've always been guided. Even when it seems so chaotic and crazy, if you look back on it, you did survive it. And everything that was meant to destroy you only made you stronger. So you're going to get your victory in the sun. But just know that this person, if you notice this card's in reverse too, the devil, is going to want to try to come back when they see that you are getting your victory and they see that your resources are being returned to you. They're going to want to use you again. They're going to want to repeat those cycles, but they can't. The only way they'll be able to is if you open that door. But you've learned from all that. You know who this person is or these people are, and they can change. Um, I think some of them actually will change over time because this is going to really make them go in and do their own inner work when you say no, I'm not doing this with you again. And it may come to you have to speak your truth to this person and you have to be brutally honest with this person what they did and make them hold their feet to the fire. And they're going to try to argue with you or try to sling it back on you and make it your fault. But that is all projection. And if you just stand firm, do not let them trigger you, and you don't have to deal with this person at all. You do not have to talk to these people. You can just keep the door shut. If they do show up, say, look, I'm not interested. I don't want to talk to you at all, or just don't respond. If they ring your doorbell, don't answer, whatever it is. If they send you a letter or if they or email or if they call you, you don't have to respond to that. But if for some reason you end up face to face with this person, just stand in your power and speak your truth and stay calm, cool, and collected because they want to trigger you. They want to get that emotional response from you. And all that is it's lowering your vibration. Do not let them do that. But they have no power over you anymore and they cannot hurt you again unless you let them. But Spirit is dealing with them too. Everything that they took from you, they're not going to get anything good out of it. They're literally losing everything, and that's one reason when they see that you're becoming successful and that they didn't destroy you, they're going to, they may try to come at you and be all sweet and loving and kind and try to manipulate you. Don't let them do that either. You see right through it. You knew it all along, like in the very beginning when you dealt with these people. You had red flags, you had warning signs, but you just kept making concessions because you also saw good things in them. But those good things that you saw in them were actually just a reflection of the good things in you. It wasn't real with them. It is real with you. So you don't have to deal with this at all. It's just totally up to you. But if you do deal with it, maybe they need to hear that. Maybe they need to hear the truth. And you may think, well, it won't do any good, but you never know. It's planting seeds, and it may not in the moment. It may make them blow up and do stupid things and get very toxic, but later on, it may resonate somehow with them when they replay the conversation in their mind and they replay everything that you went through in their minds, then maybe something will click. You never know. Like I said, I feel like some of these people will change, but I feel like some of these people are not. They're just going to have to keep repeating cycles. And unfortunately, some people just repeat cycles until they're not here anymore. But again, that's not your concern. It's not your problem. Even if you had emotions and loved this person, You're not responsible for what they go through. They are. And do not let them guilt you into letting them return, because that is just going to interfere with your blessings. They're going to face judgment. And we all are going through judgment right now. But those of us that have done the work and have kept continuing to do good, our judgment is going to be that we're rewarded for that. But the people that have done bad and have repeated these cycles and continue to stay toxic, their judgment is going to be not so good. They're going to face their karma. They're still in reverse. They're not doing their work right now at this point. So you just continue on, um, send them on their way. You know, like I said, they may give you grief over it. They may try to guilt you over it. Um, again, it's not your responsibility for what they've done. All those times that they left you alone or left you out in the cold, all those times that they hurt you, they really didn't care. So I know you're not geared that way. I know that you're a kind, loving person. Um, and it's going to be hard for you not to feel guilty. But again, they left you alone and left you out in the cold and hurt and used you and abused you. And in that moment, they did not care. They only cared what they were getting out of that situation. So once all that's over, once you've closed out that cycle and all that stuff, these good things are just going to start pouring in. You're going to be sitting on your throne, and you're going to start connecting with people that are going to make your life just so joyful. You're going to celebrate. You're going to have all these different opportunities open up to you. And it's going to be opportunities that are actually going to help and guide other people too. It's going to be life changing. This is how we get to the new earth. We really have to focus on healing ourselves and healing the earth and healing animals and loving the planet, loving this life that we were gifted with. Stop, if you're still watching the news or you're subscribing to politics or any of that stuff, get out of that. All of that is a trap. It's just a negative thing to keep your mind in a negative space. Start focusing on the earth, start focusing on nature, start focusing on your gifts, start focusing on being happy again. Start exploring all the good things. I'm not far from Portland, and Portland has a very bad rap, a bad reputation, especially since all the riots and stuff happened and the homeless people and all that. But Portland also has a lot of good things to offer. There's some really pretty areas. There's a lot of really good events to go to. A lot of them are free or low cost. And so I'm choosing to see that side while I'm here. I have learned over all the different places that I've lived just to really take in all the good that I can from each area. And I've been in many different places, Vegas, LA, Denver, now, like I said, Portland, and every place I've done that. And I have found so many good experiences doing that. So just really start focusing on the good things in life and don't let any negativity into your world. And yeah, you're going to have it creep in, especially if you're on like social media and things, but don't let it rob you of your joy. Just really focus on yourself and focus on your path and focus on healing and helping others, and everything in your life is going to change. You're going to have the victory. This is you. You've taken all your swords back away from them. All the ones that they tried to stab you in the back with, and they're out in the cold. They've thrown down those last two swords. They're like, we're not even going to fight you anymore. And they're going to leave you alone and fade out of your life. And you're going to have victory. So just like I said, show yourself some love and really acknowledge all the things that you've been through and overcome, because you are a very strong person. And during this time, all of us are being called together for a reason. We are going to start finding each other. It's time for us to rebuild and replenish and restore. That's part of what the new earth is. All of this stuff that's going on with the negative and the politics and the elite and all that, it's all crumbling. Um, that is the old earth, the 3D. It is going to crumble. I call it the Revelation timeline, but it's actually they're creating it. And if you get caught up in that, that's their way of trapping people in it. And they want to trap as many people in that as they can. But you don't have to be involved in that. The new earth, if you start focusing on that, if you start focusing on love and light and nature and finding those kind of people, we're going to all be gathered together. And it's literally a timeline separation. It's already happening. It started in 2012, but it's moving faster now. But we all, some of us, we all, well, all of us, we all had lessons and things to go through to make us stronger and to get us prepared for where we're going. So just really start praying and meditating on it, and a path will be opened up, and people will start connecting with you. And you're going to go on such an adventure if you haven't already. I've been on an adventure for the last, since 2012. It's been so crazy. Not all of it's been good. Some of it's been absolute hell and scary. But through all of it, I made it through all of it, and I know that I was divinely guided and protected during all of it. I went through fires in California. I went through people just trying their best to destroy me and hurt me. I went through physical illnesses, just all these things, and I overcame all of it. And now I've been for the last year and a half in a very protected cocoon, and I've kind of gotten frustrated, but I had to go through and meditate, and really it was revealed to me I needed this time to heal. I needed this time to recover and rest because I was starting to feel stagnant. I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get back on the path, but it wasn't quite time yet. But all that's starting to close out, and this year is going to be about being propelled forward. We've shed the old and now it's time for the new. So be ready. It's coming, and it's going to come in very quickly. Whatever the opportunity is for you, it's going to come in very quickly, and it's something that is going to be even better than what you've been meditating on and asking for. And things that you've lost, they're going to be returned to you. You may still have to walk away from some things, but don't let anything material hold you somewhere. If you're being called to make a complete opposite change of what you've been doing, go for it. And if you have to give up some things, give them up, because all of it will come back to you. And I can tell you this from experience. I've walked away from everything so many times now to change my life and to get out of situations, and everything's always come back to me. So, and most of the time better. All right, now we're going to go into the angel cards. With this one, I do read the book because it always has a really good message. I love these cards. It's the Archangel Power Tarot cards. First one is the Four of Michael. And the card says, insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for sleep and time off, seek relief from stress. The book says it's time to take a break. The situation you find yourself in will not benefit from more action on your part at this moment. Step back, let it go. It would probably be best not to even think about it for a little while. Resist the urge to challenge those who disagree with you. The key to a successful solution is likely to arise from meditation or the unexpected epiphanies that come while on a quiet walk. Are you getting enough sleep? If you've been ill, make sure you take all the time necessary for a full recovery. Additional meanings of this card: make time for yourself, take a vacation, pursue spiritual activities, seek relief from stress. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I kind of was stressing myself out because I felt like things weren't moving fast enough. And there for a long time, everything moved very quickly, and I had all these things going, and it was like one thing led to another thing, to another thing, to another thing, and I knew what I was doing. I knew where I was going, and yeah, I got knocked around a little bit during all that. But after all of it, it kind of just completely felt like it knocked me off my path, and I was just, it made me doubt my own intuition. It made me doubt everything about myself. So I needed that time to just stop and recover and heal, and still have to survive those. So, working and doing things. But then I finally found a happy medium with work-life balance and meditating and doing yoga and doing different things to just really love myself. And I learned more working in the spa. I learned more about self-care than I ever have. And I realized up until this point that I really didn't take care of myself. I was too concerned with taking care of everybody else to the point that I was totally depleted. So you may have been in that too, or you may be there right now. Just know it's okay to love yourself. It's okay to give to yourself. You need to give to yourself as much as you've given to everybody else. You need to love yourself more than you've loved everybody else. And that is not selfish. That is actually taking care of yourself and protecting yourself. And you can't give from an empty well. You have to replenish yourself. So the hardest thing for an empath and a giver is to learn to receive, but it has to flow back and forth. So you've given away all your resources and now you're gathering all that back to yourself. Things are going to start flowing towards you again, and you've got to allow that and just be willing to receive. Know that you deserve that. And if you're still in an environment that's not good for you, if you're in a job that you can't stand, you convinced yourself maybe that that job is, it is paying your bills, but it is not feeding your soul. And if you get up every morning and you dread what you're doing, if you don't feel just alive doing what you're doing, then it's time to make a change. And you can't find something else if you're not looking for it. This came out in the last message I did too. So somebody needs to hear this either again or needs to hear it that didn't hear the message before. If you're in a job that is just monotonous to you and it's not feeding your soul, it is time to make a change. There is something else out there for you, but you're not going to find it unless you put yourself out there, unless you're looking for it. The next one is the Ace of Gabriel. It says a gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration, the chance to do something amazing, a sense of wonder. Yeah, there's some big changes coming, some really happy changes, some really good opportunities are coming, and when that comes through for you, take it. Even though, you may have this that you've been in that's secure, and safe, it's still not giving you what you need with your soul. And if you feel stagnant, if you feel like you're just doing the same thing day in and day out, you need this change. So be ready to go for it. The book says a wonderful gift is coming your way. It promises passion, opportunity, and inspiration. This is a time of action when you're called to take up whatever activity motivates you most and makes great changes in your life. Don't hesitate to move forward. It isn't necessary to know every single detail of what comes next in order to spring into action. You may be offered a new job or promotion, or you could start your own business. Accept new adventures and opportunities with open arms. Additional meanings of this card: a sense of wonder, news of pregnancy or a birth, fresh ideas. And pregnancy and birth does not mean necessarily child. It could actually mean an opportunity or a new way of living. I really feel that strongly for the collective. All good things are about to come. Everything's going to shift and change in a moment. The next one is decision. Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox, a necessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. Don't self-sabotage. You are worthy and you deserve good things. You have done so much for so many other people. And some people really did appreciate it, some people didn't. But you deserve everything that you've tried to give to other people. So don't let self-doubt and all that hold you back. You know your worth now. You know what you can do and what you can't do. Well, where is that? There we go. The book says you are being called to break free of anything that is holding you back. Archangel Jophiel can help you release any feelings of helplessness or fear that are creating a sense of entrapment. The good news is that the limitations that you perceive as hindering your progress are self-created and therefore can be uncreated. You can free yourself with the help of God and the angels. Negative thinking can keep you from moving in the direction of your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Jophiel to keep your thoughts flowing in a positive direction. Allow your spiritual wings to carry you away to the life of your dreams. Additional meanings of this card: a focus on material possessions, overspending, a need to detox, a lack of self-confidence, and unnecessary worry. Archangel Jophiel is known as the Angel of Beauty. She can help you see the positive in any situation. She is also known to visit people via the scent of roses. So if you smell this fragrance, know that she is assisting you in that moment. Ask Archangel Jophiel for guidance whenever you need to be able to see the way clear to freedom and joy. Yeah, detox is very important. If during this time that you were in self-protection mode, you may have overindulged in food or whatever. I don't really feel any like substance abuse, but if you consume too much of something, your body will let you know it. And it may be time to do a really good detox and cut back on that. Don't do it as much or don't do it at all. I know that I am a emotional eater and I went through a little depression over the ending of my last relationship and leaving my situation. So I did overeat some and I'm also going through hormonal changes and all that. And I stayed plant-based. I didn't really eat bad things. I just eat later at night and ate too much. So I have went through my own version of detox and I'm doing a intermittent fasting where I don't eat before noon and I'm working really hard to get to where I only eat one meal a day. But I'm eating 2 meals a day right now. But I've really cleaned my diet back up and am focusing on nourishing, healing foods. And I'm also back on all my supplements and doing things that are good for my body, back into my yoga, back into my meditation, stretching and moving every day. Things like that are very important. This is our temple and we have to take care of it. So someone needs to hear that. Do some more detoxing, do some more focusing on your own physical healing. It's as important as your emotional healing. The next one is the Six of Michael. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. Relocation or travel. Yeah, some of us are going to be moving to new places and going and traveling, international travel. It may just still be in the United States, or whatever country you're in. But some of you, it's time to explore further out and experience new things. So all that's coming this year, if that's what you want, you can manifest it right in. The book says you're on the way to happier times. The situation that had you feeling stressed and worried is now behind you. A new day is dawning, with sunny skies on the horizon. Embrace the changes and leave the past behind. You can now breathe a sigh of relief and begin to make new plans. Don't be afraid to ask for help in implementing the changes that you desire. Seeing things objectively, becoming more positive, relocation and travel. And don't be afraid to let people know that you need help. People can't help you if you don't tell them that you need help with something. And if you ask for help, then receive that help. And you don't have to feel guilty. Like I said, you've helped so many people in that past and you've done so much for others. You deserve it, and you will pay it forward. You're not gonna just take from people like, you're not that type of person. The next is the Nine of Michael. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. Your worry is unnecessary. The worst case scenarios you're playing over and over in your mind are unlikely to come true. Free yourself from this form of self-punishment by turning to the power of positive thinking. Release all feelings of regret, guilt, or anxiety to your angels. Consider speaking to a trusted friend who can help you find an objective point of view. Ask your angels for nights of restful sleep and pleasant dreams. Refocus your thoughts on the outcomes that you're hoping for. Additional meanings of this card: darkest before the dawn, questioning past choices, and stress. Release all that, let it go. Focus on what you do want. And if you don't know what you want right now, start just really quietly meditating and thinking about where you think you would be happy and where you want to go. Start writing things down. Do a vision board. Do different things that focus your mind on what you want, and those things can come to you. Thoughts become things, and what we focus on becomes our reality. So if you're not really wanting to stay where you're at or you wanting to change your circumstances, start really focusing on what kind of change you want and where you want to go. And tower moments don't have to be devastating, horrible moments. Tower moments, what they do is they propel us to where we're supposed to go. So if you feel in your heart you're supposed to make a change, do it. Don't fight it. The reason the bad tower moments happen is because we fight it and we don't do what we already know what we're supposed to do and we just decide not to do it. So we actually get forced to do it. So really start focusing on what you want out of life and which way you want your life to go so that that can actually flow to you. Next is the Five of Ariel. You needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. Again, if that, that's why they like to keep us focused on such negative things and dark things and keep us divided, is so that we can't bring in good things. These powers that be, they know the secret. They know that what the collective focuses on happens, and that's why they use TV and programs and all these things to keep us focused on negative things, to keep us divided. If we ever united and focused as a collective, they know their goose is cooked. So a good way to fight the system is not to physically fight it, just get your mind straight and don't focus on the negative stuff. Turn your back to it. The book says help is nearby. You don't have to go through your current challenges alone. Ask your angels to make your options clear to you. There is no need to remain out in the cold emotionally or physically. If you're unwilling to accept help from others, ask yourself why. What is it you feel that is missing from your life? Is it material or something deeper like spirituality or love? Negative thoughts can create self-fulfilling prophecies that are totally unnecessary. Refocus your thoughts on what is possible and the situation will turn around. Additional meanings of this card: feeling unlucky, money troubles, health issues, inadvisable plans, or timing for self-employment. So what this card is saying is you still have some inner work that you need to focus on, and you need to release yourself from feelings of guilt or entrapment or all those things. You can't go to the next level. You can't get the blessings that are coming if you're still holding yourself in any kind of guilt or remorse or feelings of entrapment. So whatever that is inside of you, no one can fix that for you except for you. You got to go in and do your own inner work and face your demons and release the negative thought processes and literally reprogram your brain. When you have these negative thoughts come in your mind, recognize them for what they are. It's like a loop that starts playing in your head if you let it, but stop that. The way to transmute it is to literally, every time you have a negative thought or start having negative self-talk, is to stop yourself and start saying good things to yourself and start focusing on the positive things about yourself. And then once you start doing that, eventually all those negative things go away. It takes 21 days to form a habit. So if you could do that literally for 21 days, eventually those negative thought processes will go away and you're transmuting it into a healthy, positive frame of mind. Next, we have the Three of Michael. Release the past. You will grow from the situation. Time heals all wounds. It's time to release the past and not focus on it anymore. And we're all coming out of that. Um, you are still going to have it pop up in your mind because, like I said, a lot of times it's when they're thinking about you. But the way to transmute that is when it pops up in your mind, acknowledge it, but don't give it power. Don't keep setting and thinking about it and going over it and over and over and over in your mind because the past is the past. You can't change the past. You can't you can't live in the past, you can't live in the future. If you live in the past, you end up in a state of depression. If you live in the future and keep thinking about everything that you need to do and want to do and can't do, then you're going to create anxiety. You got to live in the now. So when those thoughts creep up in your mind, like I said, just acknowledge it and then wish it love, light, and forgiveness and move on. Start focusing on something else. The card says you will grow from the situation. When challenging events occur, it's important to take time to heal. You do not have to do it alone. Ask your angels, guides, or human friends for assistance. Forgive everyone involved, including yourself, for actions or choices you may see as having been unkind or in error. Time truly does heal all wounds. Ask your angels and guides to help you see the reason for this situation in your life. A new perspective could allow you to view things in a different light. Knowing that you'll become a stronger person over time because of this challenge, or know that. Additional meanings of this card: time to release the past, disharmony, and heart conditions. Literally, uh, a heartache over a situation or a person can literally create physical ailments and can literally create heart problems. So you have got to find the forgiveness and the ability to release all of this. Like I said, the past is in the past. You're not in it anymore. If you're still in it, it's time to leave it. It's time to get out of it. If you don't, you're just going to continue to get worse. The reason that your body has any kind of illness or pain or anything, it's literally you're at dis-ease. It's literally screaming at you that you're not in the right situation or you're not doing the right thing or you're not focused on the right things. So if you want to heal and you truly want to do better, you've got to fix whatever that is. And if it's a person, a place, or a thing that's causing this in you, you've got to release yourself from it. And it may be hard. Like, I walked away from a 24-year marriage, the first relationship, and it was very hard. I met him when I was 18, and at one point I would have walked in front of a bus for that person, but he had substance abuse problems and depression and all kinds of mental things that he just could not overcome. And he drug us down with him. And it was very hard for me to walk away. And it took me 3 years before I felt like I could go into another relationship. And I thought I was healed, but I wasn't. So I ended up drawing another lesson. And that person, I'm a very loyal, committed person, and I don't give my heart lightly. So I was really I really loved that person, but it was another damaged person. He was a widower and he'd been through a lot of trauma in his life. And unfortunately, he learned to manipulate people and he was never truly fully honest and he wore masks. And so when I finally just couldn't take it anymore and walked away, it's been 2 years now since this. I really am taking the time this time though to fully heal from all of it and to release it and let it go. And I now know that they never intentionally hurt me or did what they did to me intentionally. It's because they were in their own place of trauma. And unfortunately, neither of them can really do the inner work and heal and grow, so they can no longer be a part of my life. Um, but I ended up with a lot of health issues um, because I was in while I was with them, I got sicker and sicker and sicker. And then away from them, I still had health issues that I ended up having to overcome, but it was all part of my healing. And I'm still dealing with some things and healing and recovering from some things, but I've learned so much of what not to hold on to and to forgive and to release. And so my body can fully heal now. I'm not in those situations anymore. I'm not going to deal with those people anymore. I have healthy boundaries now. I know who I am. I don't just give my energy lightly anymore. I don't go out and people please and try to take care of everybody anymore. And I love myself and give to myself now and love myself the way that I wish that someone else would love me and nurturing myself. And so once you get to that point, then your body can truly heal. If you're experiencing health problems, you need to really evaluate what is causing it. You're in a place of dis-ease or you wouldn't be experiencing those problems. And it also may be dietary related and environmental related. So there's different things that you need to detox from people, places, things, foods, whatever it is, substances to truly heal your body. And spirit's calling you to do that so that you can go to the next level. If you don't, it's just going to continue to get worse. The next is the Ten of Gabriel. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load, working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. Most of us are moving past that now, but there's a few of you out there that are still doing that. They're still trying to make people happy that I'm going to tell you something. You can't make nobody happy, and no one can make you happy. The only one that can make you happy is yourself, and the only one that can make them happy is themselves. People that look for external sources for happiness are some of the most miserable people in the world, and they're never ever going to find happiness because they're looking at external sources. You have to go within to be happy. You have to find your own peace, your own healing, and your own inner light, and build on that. The book says it's important to live a balanced life. Your determination and sheer will accomplish the task before you. Your determination and sheer will to accomplish the task before you is very admirable, but it's taking a large toll on you. Ask for help from others. Delegate responsibility to those who can do a good job. Reduce stress for the sake of protecting your health. Release feelings of guilt and remove unnecessary obligations from your schedule. Your current challenges may feel burdensome, but there is a great deal to learn from this situation. This is a time of growth that will make you stronger. Ask your angels and guides to place helpful people at your side. And then additional meanings of this card: trying too hard to please others, light at the end of the tunnel, overdeveloped sense of responsibility, and working too many hours. You've taken on too much responsibility. Some of you out there, you are learning some of it, but you're still putting yourself in situations where you're taking on most of the responsibility and getting most of the negative um, feedback from all of it. You're not responsible for all of that. You've got to learn to delegate, and you've got to learn to make others accept their own accountability in things. You're not responsible for all of it. They need to take their own responsibility. So that's not for everybody, but some of you out there are still doing that. Most of us have learned to find the balance, um, and most of us have withdrawn from all of that. But the ones of you that haven't done that yet, you really need to evaluate what's important in your life and what's important in your job, whatever it is that's got you so overburdened and stressed. How can you lighten that load? What is it that you really want? What is it that you really want to take responsibility for and be accountable for? Is it feeding you? Is it helping your growth? Is it giving to you what you're giving to it? Or is it just taking from you and running you down and making you feel just so stressed all the time and so burdened, and it's making you sick. It's taking your life force. And you got to ask yourself, is it really worth it? And honestly, no, it's not. No matter what it is, no matter how much money it's bringing you, no matter whatever material things, it's not worth it in the ultimate long run. So it's time to take some of that responsibility off your shoulders. You don't need all those things. If you're not here, none of it's going to matter anyway, and you can't take it with you. So they trick us into thinking that we're supposed to fill up this big fancy box with all these things and work ourselves to death and, take 30, 40 years, the best years of our life to do it. And then we get to the end of our lives and none of it matters. What really matters is the experiences and the connections and love and enjoying life. And if you're a slave, if you're just constantly working yourself to death to fill up a box, you're not living. So really evaluate that. What is important to you? And, if you've got a family environment, sit them down and talk to them and say, what can we live without to take some of this burden off of me? Because I am so stressed and so overworked and I just can't do it anymore. What can we do? And you're going to find the people that really love you, they're going to want to help you and they're going to want to take some of that load off of your back. And if they don't, they're not your people anyway, even if they're family members. Not all of us are with soul family. Some of us are with karmic people. And once you realize that, you got to make the changes. If not, you're just going to keep going down the same road and you're going to keep getting worse until you just can't do it anymore. And you're on your back, whether you want to be or not. So don't let it get to that point. But that's all of those messages. I'm going to pull a couple of animal spirit cards and then I'm going to close it out because it's went a little far. And instead, they're working on our house today and I've gotten a couple of texts. I need to check them, but I wanted to finish this message. I know someone out there really needs to hear it. Actually, several someones. I needed to hear it myself. I'm on a good level right now, but I've got changes coming up in my life that I'm dealing with, and I'm ready for them. But still, change is hard when you're doing this. When you're in it, the things that you're in, it's comfortable to you because you know it, even if you're not happy in it. But if you're not happy, you gotta make the changes, no matter how scary they are. The oh, first one is the frog. This is a powerful time of change. You are being called to connect with the world of emotions and feminine energies. You may also need to engage a process of cleaning, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, or energetic. Clean out the clutter, whether it's physical or mental or whatever it is. If you don't need it, get rid of it. If you haven't used it in over a year, get rid of it. You don't need it. If you're holding on to it because you think it's a memory, you've already got that memory in your mind. Take a picture of it and get rid of it. Catalog the pictures. You don't need to hold on to all these things. All it is doing is cluttering up your life and it's keeping you trapped. So let it go. And if it's emotional stuff, work through it. You can't keep pushing it down. If you keep pushing it down, it's going to keep bubbling up until you have to deal with it, and like I said, it can present in a physical illness if you don't deal with it. So whatever it is, this is the time. Start cleaning it out. The next is the turtle. The turtle wisdom teaches us about walking our path in peace and sticking to it with determination and serenity. You may be encouraged to take a break from your busy life and look around or within you for more grounded, long-lasting solutions. Take time to get out in nature. Take time to get out and do the things that you love. If you're constantly in the grind and you're not enjoying life, then what's the point, you know? Last one is the hawk. Fly above and beyond your day-to-day thoughts and observe them from a bird's eye view. Quieting the mind and detaching from your thought patterns puts you in a better position to take messages from your spirit guides. Let's do one more. Oh, walk right out. The wolf. You may be facing a challenge you feel less than prepared for. This is a reminder that you have all the tools in your spiritual treasure chest to handle this effectively. Take a step back and try to take a look at it with fresh eyes. All right, guys, I'm going to end it there. I got to check these messages and make sure my landlord doesn't need me to do something. But oh, this was just in the box. I was going to put these cards up, but this came out, so I think somebody needs this one too. Don't allow negative emotions to fester. If you are feeling frustrated, angry, or hurt, for example, just acknowledge that instead of fighting your feelings. Go with them and work with them. Then true healing can really begin. Learn to ride the waves of life when faced with difficult times. You can either fight against the current or go with it. So ask yourself, what is to be gained by depleting your energy fighting against it? Don't do that to yourself. Last one, and then I am going to close it out. Let go of the old and make way for the new. You may find yourself being distracted by random thoughts, fears, or doubts. Don't allow yourself to be governed by them. Simply observe and choose to take aligned actions and choices. You can't avoid it. You got to work through it. And to work through it, you've got to face it, whatever it is. You don't need to sit and wallow in it, but you do need to acknowledge it. And you need to give yourself credit for all that you've been through and give it love and light and release it and let it go. And once you let it go, if it starts popping back up, just say, no, I've already worked through this. I've already dealt with this, and focus on something else. And eventually it will go away. But if you haven't dealt with it at all, it's just going to keep creeping back up in different ways until you do deal with it, whatever it is. And I can't tell you that part, what it is, or I can't even really tell you how to get through it. I can only tell you what I've been through. And, all the things that I've overcome, I've had to actually face it and deal with it. I haven't run from it. So whatever it is, just know there is light at the end of the tunnel, and eventually you will get through it. But if you've done that, if you've done the work, good things are really coming for you. And if you still got some stuff to work through, if spirit knows and feels that you're working through it, you're going to be guided and directed, and things are going to still open up for you, through the path. But you've got to do the work. If you're fighting it, you're going to keep having more challenges and more things to go through. But anyway, I'm going to end the message here so that I can take care of some things. I love you guys. If you feel like someone else needs a message, please share it. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Namaste.